What's good, my fellow introverts? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Minna here, back with another video. Oh, it's been a long time since I filmed a video. We're in 2022 and it's been like I haven't filmed something since November. I've been on a long hiatus, but that's over now. It's 2022, more uploads, more commentaries, TV shows, movies, anime, all of it, and some new stuff like this video right here, recommendations. I'm not only gonna do movie recommendations, TV show recommendations, anime recommendations, but also book recommendations for my introverts who like to stay at home. So I think it'll be fun. I've decided to make a recommendation video to open the new year 2022. All my posted videos that you see on my channel right now are all videos I filmed last year. This is my very first of 2022. There's going to be a lot more, like I said. And as you can see by the title, these are shows you might not expect to like as an adult. Now, these are my personal watches. None of them are on my channel. Maybe a few might get on if there is like a new season, but it's very unlikely. So I'm just gonna help you guys out who's looking for something light, fun, and something unexpected that you might not even think you'll like. And I got you guys on these recommendations, don't worry. So let's get right into this video. Let's start with number one. Never Have I Ever. Never Have I Ever follows the story of 16-year-old Devi who has just lost her father.
Hey gods, it's Devi Vishwakumar, your favorite Hindu girl in the San Fernando Valley. What's a poppin'?
Devi's grief has taken a huge toll on her and her mother, and unfortunately, Devi is unable to walk.
One day, you will walk again. If not, I will build you legs.
Well, until she sees Paxton, the hottest guy in school, and suddenly she could stand. It was a whole holy moment. Feeling braver now that she could walk, Devi weirdly goes up to Paxton and decides that she wants to have sex with him.
But I was wondering if you would ever consider having sex with me?
And into the show we go. We see Devi deal with loss and grief, and unfortunately it's like in a bad way. We see her juggle relationships, and it's also in a bad way. The show is really funny but also kind of sad because it gets really dark when you see Devi going through these kind of things due to her loss and witnessing something like that, because she did see her father unfortunately die in front of her. So it was a hard thing for her, and as adults, as we are now, kids in our 20s, we could look back on how juggling relationships and finding a boy we like and want to connect with, I never expected to like Never Have I Ever, but it's a comedy, and it gets real, and you eventually feel bad for Devi, and sometimes you get really angry at her, but you remember that she's young and she's gonna learn. That's Never Have I Ever. Trust me, you'll enjoy it. It's deeper than it seems, more comedic than it seems, and the romance is really cute. It's a little love-hate something is also in there, so guys, take a look. Next up is Ashley Garcia, Genius in Love. Now this follows another youngster. 15-year-old Ashley is recently out of college, yes, college, and has recently gotten a job as a robot maker for NASA. She's incredible, obviously. If you don't watch it for anything, watch it for the fact that this is a 15-year-old genius.
Hi, I'm Ashley Garcia, and even though my mom hates all social media, I've decided to post my first video because I'm through obeying every rule she decrees. I'm not scared of her anymore. Ashley!
Getting her new job and wanting to start the life of an actual teenager, she's moving in with her uncle.
Theo Victor! Ashley?
And begins to learn things girls her age are already learning. While girls were posting pictures on Insta and enjoying parties, Ashley was in school getting her PhD, and this is her dream, so it's not like a problem, but you really see that she wants to live like a person her age.
Ashley? Brooke?
But her co-workers are like twice her age, and it's incredible to watch. Filmed in a live studio audience, to my knowledge. I hear the applause, so I'm calling it a live studio audience.
Wow, it's been like 6 years, right? Oh, you changed so much.
Nico, you haven't changed at all.
That's kind of my thing.
It's humorous, very light if you just want to throw on something to watch. This is a really good chill by yourself kind of vibe. You don't want anything deep, or you just want something on and something have a little interest and plot. The romance in it is pretty cool. I think everyone should check out Ashley Garcia, Genius in Love. She goes through all the dramas of an average teenager with an adult mind. So
I can't believe it's you.
next up is one of my favorite shows. One show I really didn't think I would like, and I had put it on just for fun. It was happening, it was in my list, and I do that a lot. Put shows in my list that I usually might not even watch, and I put this one in, and I was so grateful for it. And that's Julie and the Phantoms. I know some of y'all out there have watched it because it's phenomenal. I was not expecting it at all. This show begins with Julie, who also recently lost her mother and has lost her touch with music. She's not feeling the vibe, haven't been feeling the energy, and she's really down, and she's about to be kicked out of her, I think it's her music club or something like that.
Take your time.
I'm sorry.
And it's hard on her. She's going through a rough time, and she meets these three guys. They're on her property, and she's freaked out, only to realize that they're ghosts. This is Sunset Curve, the boy band, the boy group. They all died by mysterious causes. You'll see in the show. And they died in 1995, not playing the greatest show, or the greatest venue, of course, to them at the time. And now are introduced to Julie. They helped Julie find her voice, and they begin to sing together and start a band called Julie and the Phantoms. It's really interesting, guys. Oh my god. It's such a sweet and wholesome show, and the music is
Here's the one thing I want you to know. You got someplace to go. Life's a test, yes, but you go toe to toe. You don't give up, no, you grow.
It's great. Honestly, it's amazing. I know I could say personally at 23, I thoroughly enjoyed this show, and I know all the songs. Yes, all the songs. I may not like all the songs, but I still know all the songs. That's how good the show is. Oh, and the romance, for all my romantics out there. In this show, the chemistry between the protagonists are like, it's incredible. It gives you little warm butterflies. It makes you think back to your school crush days, and it's like, oh my god, you guys are so cute. And when they sing together, it's just...
We know we can make it when I'm falling down under. Close my eyes and feel my chest beating like thunder. And I wanna fly, come alive, watch me shine.
It's too much. It's beautiful. Stop. This is the show you guys want to watch. I promise you. It has fantasy, it has a little action, it got music, it got romance. It's giving. It's giving. So go ahead, guys, and watch and take a look at this show. The next up on my list are all animations. Now, hear me out, guys. Animated shows and movies tend to be top tier on Netflix. Well, not always, but you know, a few of them are really golden. And this is a list, just to list a few. This animation is called Kibble and the Age of Wonder Beasts. Now, first thing I can say about Kibble is that it has an interesting take on the apocalypse. Basically, it takes place in a dystopian future where humans live underground, and Kibble has found herself on the surface, only to find mutant animals that can talk, and they're pretty murderous.
Okay, I'll sweeten the offer. You go free, and your people never learn it was you who betrayed them.
Now, Kibble must find her father, who transferred to another borough underground, and now she's walking on the surface with no ideas of the rules, and it's mayhem.
I'm not the one who spooked her.
Oh, Burrow Girl! I figured out where you're from. Shocker! A burrow!
She meets friends, one talking animal, a girl just like an animal, and a guy whose fashion sense is now this one is really heartfelt, I would say, because it does have another loss. Kibble lost her mother at a young age. I don't even think she met her mom. And you know, her father raised her and she's missing her dad while stuck on the surface, but also really excited to be on the surface since this is a new opportunity in a place she's never been before. There's no other humans, well, apparently, until she witnesses one or two, I should say. And it's action filled. It's surprisingly action filled, and it's really, really interesting. And the soundtrack is God tier. I swear to God, I would watch this show just for the music. I promise you, it's a good watch. You wouldn't mind it at your age, young ladies and young gentlemen. I promise it's great. Next one is, to me, the king. One of the kings, I would have to say one of the kings of animation. This is a show that I'm sure most of us 98 babies, just 90 babies in general, sat down and watched on the channel Nickelodeon. And it's on Netflix now, guys. It's Avatar: The Last Airbender. Guys, don't make me gush. Don't make me gush.
Water. Earth. Fire. Air.
I swear to God, this is one of my favorite shows till this day. I have watched it 4 times, all 3 seasons, and can I say, just the growth and character development in this show, the plots is, oh. Avatar: The Last Airbender follows Katara and Sokka, who find a boy in the ice, who happened to be the last Airbender and also the Avatar, and he's been away for about 100 years, and he comes back and he realizes the world is in turmoil because he wasn't there to protect anyone, and he didn't learn his, what he had to do. So the world has gone to shit, and the Fire Nation runs shit. They run everything, and that's not how it's supposed to be. They're supposed to be balanced. What I can say about this show, it gets really deep and really, really emotional at some points. You really look at these characters while watching it, and you see them be children, and with each season and episode, you see the changes and the growth. You see them grow up and take responsibility for the greater good, basically. And it's really, really interesting. I promise you will enjoy it. It has romance, because yes, it's a thing for me. It has action. I swear, the fire bending, the earth bending, the water bending, the air bending is just top tier. And the moves, the martial arts of it, it's great. It's funny. Oh God, it's so hilarious, and you'll enjoy the characters. There's so much emotional development and lessons learned, and you look at it as your own personal life lesson. I promise you, everyone older than 18, you'll love this no matter what. This is not just a kid show, and it's unbelievably great. Last up for this video is Centaur World.
In Centaur World.
Now, before you click off, I promise you, this is worth the watch. I didn't think it was personally. I'm gonna get a little personal, guys. At night I sleep with like the television on, or nowadays it's my phone on with a cartoon that's playing in the background. I guess it reminds me of my childhood or something. I don't know. I just I just like the noise and stuff. I think it suits me to sleep, and this was just another one to have on but not really watch, you know. And I happened to watch the first episode and I got really into it. It amazed me. The episodes are short and it follows the story of horse. Yes, it's an actual horse and she's in search of her rider. The show begins and it opens with like a war and how the earth is like no man's land, and it's all filled with war and death and stuff, but it's subtle, you know. It's a kid show, and I was kind of surprised that that's how it opened. And then horse, she falls into a portal and she ends up in Centaur World. Where there are centaurs. For every animal there's a centaur hippo, a centaur llama, a giraffe centaur, and you know, it it was really interesting. And horse is a war horse and she's really serious, and she's like, I gotta get back to my rider, and I have to help her stop the war and fight this good fight. And she's stuck in this bubblegum world where it's colors and pops and cherries, and she can't stand it. And it's so great comedically. I swear it's hilarious, and I was not expecting the comedy that came with this show. It's so interesting, and the deeper it gets, the more the plot thickens, the more action there is, and it gets sad at moments.
One careful step at a time. For you and I are fragile things.
The centaurs have stories. You realize that in this bubblegum world, not everything is okay, and you know, there's sadness as well and seriousness where horse thinks there's none, you know. And the music, it has little like songs, and it's really sweet and really deep, and it gets surprisingly dark to the point where I was confused as to who the demographic was for this show, because I couldn't imagine kids watching this. I mean, it has this song in it. It's mind-numbing. It freaked me out. And then this thing, the thing that the song talks about, cause it's a song about this monster, and it's a demon essentially. This black thing with horns, and it's freaky. But it's so great. So great. It's funny and has a bit of action. It has seriousness, depth that you don't even expect in it, and it's short. So if you're feeling for something light and just something fun, you know, put this on. It's great. It's a good time. Okay, everyone, that's all I have for today's recommendations, and I'm probably gonna do more like these shows that you don't expect to like but end up liking it. And as an adult, I find like surprising shows like that interest me the most, because it's always a pleasure to be shocked by a great show or animation series. It's amazing. more recommendations to come, more commentaries to come. As I said earlier in the video, 2022 is the year of uploads, and there's going to be more book recommendations and book reviews that I want to do on this channel when I'm like on the downtime. I read so much. I want to share these fun reads with you as well. If you're tired of just watching shows and stuff, because I get like that a lot. And you know, us introverts are pretty quiet people. Some of us tend to be really, really shy, and it's a good excuse to either go on Kindle or have a hard copy of a book and ignore, you know, society. So until next time, everyone, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, comment. My Wattpad books are down below. If you need a book to read right now, go and read my book. I'm starting a website soon. It would also have book recommendations, so look out for that. I'm going to be talking about it real soon, I promise. And yeah, until next time.